Good afternoon, everybody. Actually, I'm gonna do this, and then when I go to the office, I have to actually then put it back on. But hello, it's been a while since I've actually done AbodeLIVE, our AbodeLIVE session from the office, just because we've been at the house. Anna and I have been going back and forth. We've been splitting time in between the house and the office because we have the boys at home. We have stuff going on at home. Y'all don't even want to see all that. It's a mess. It's a hot mess. So before I get Heidi Hurst on, we're going to go through the office and check out what's happening in here. You don't like the fresh cut? I just got a fresh cut too, a little fresh fade. But let's go check out what's going on in the office. You know what's actually, I had to send a text out that we were going live in the group chat, but I wish I didn't because Jenny's out there, and I like to run up on Jenny and just surprise her, but she knows that I'm coming out there now. It's a thing. If you've watched Inside Abode from the beginning, you'll know it's a theme. So anyway, let's head through the office and see what's going on a Thursday afternoon. So y'all have already met. Oh, there's Colleen. There's Suzanne. How you doing, Suzanne?
Hello, I'm well.
You are on AbodeLIVE. Welcome to the show.
Song and dance.
Christine says, no one is safe. And
No,
she's
it's
laughing.
so
She's
true.
like, yeah, it is true. That's Suzanne. Oh, wow. It's Inception.
I thought I was going to join you being on AbodeLIVE.
Oh, wow. Look at that. That's crazy.
Yeah, but that's okay.
Oh, well, I guess it's oh, yeah, my fault.
Sneak up on people.
My fault. I saw the paperwork. My bad. And then we have Jenny and Rachel. Oh, you want to introduce Rachel for us?
Yes. Rachel is new to the office. She's full-time licensed assistant and just awesome.
All right. Cool. And I'll let her talk to him.
Hi.
How you doing? Say hi to the people.
Hello, people.
It's not that close. Trust me, the shot is not that close.
Oh, really?
So-
Okay.
No, you look good.
That's good.
See.
Pretty close to me.
So what are y'all up to? What are you doing? What are we doing on this rainy afternoon?
Well, we were going to go show a couple houses this afternoon. We're working on some website content creation things.
Ooh.
Doing some business planning. I know you like that, Dave. Business
Yeah,
planning.
that's my jam. I love it.
What else are we working on, Rachel? Airbnb stuff.
Yes.
Airbnb stuff. Cool. Oh, your new listing. Oh, yeah, that's right. You
Yes.
had. Tell us about that.
We just launched a new listing on Day Island. It is a really unique house. You're basically buying 2-for-1. The original house was built in 1940, and then another second home. Truly, it's not an addition, but truly a second home was built in 2007. Total of over 4,000 square feet.
Oh, wow.
2 kitchens, and the thing that's really amazing about this is, it has epic views of the Puget Sound, Fox Island, Gig Harbor, but you have over 2,600 square feet in the unfinished basement. You can house over 10 cars, but one of the
Wait, hold up. You said 10 cars?
10 cars. Not, it's wild. So 2,600 square feet, and you can actually have a full-blown RV, because one of the garage doors is extra tall. So, or a fancy boat, you're right there on the water. It's a really cool property.
Yeah. So they can see this at jennywetzelhomes.com and
right.
the internet and Instagram and all of the socials.
All the things.
Yeah. Latasha says, "Get it, Jenny Wetzel."
Thanks,
Latasha's giving you props. Yeah. So all right. Thank y'all.
Thank you, Dave.
All right. If you watch the live, you'll see that I was actually talking about you. I didn't want to send that text out to the thread because I wanted to roll up on you and surprise you, but it's all good. I had to do it. All right, so we're going to go back. I'm going to tag Heidi in. So Heidi and I are going to have a conversation. And let's go. Close the door here. How y'all doing out there? Hey, there she is.
Hi, Dave
How's it
Jones.
going? I'm going to actually put you in a holder here.
Okay. I have on my COVID vest.
Oh,
This is I stay home in our pandemic and wear my COVID vest 2020. So
yeah. That's essential. That's an essential for 2020.
It is, especially in an old house that has no insulation. So
Yeah.
works out great. Yeah.
Tasha says, love my fade. Thanks, Tasha. I appreciate that.
Yeah, it looks good, Dave.
Yeah, no, I had to do something. I was getting kind of getting kind of rugged there for a minute.
Yeah.
So yeah, how's it? Tell us all how you're doing and what's going on. How you living these days? What's going on? What's new?
We're good. We are just working quite a bit from home and doing phone calls and getting ready for our big pie event 2 days
Pie?
before
You said
Thanksgiving.
you said pie.
Yes, we give away pie to the people that refer us and our clients. And this year, usually people come into our house and we have a party. And this year, they're just doing a drive-by pie pickup. So
Ooh,
trying to figure that out, trying to be COVID safe. We did that with ice cream this year. It's always pours down sideways rain right before Thanksgiving. So we're expected to be out in our galoshes and waders and handing
nice.
out pie to our clients. And the clients that come by and get a pie, we're also donating money to the Tacoma Rescue Mission. So
Oh.
those who show up can get a double share. We're trying to
Mm-hmm.
share with them. So we, as a team, have not been involved in doing sandwiches so much this fall, but we've donated money to the Tacoma Rescue Mission, and
Yeah, I'm sure.
just grateful that we have that resource and that we have the ability to help. So
Right.
that's
That's
what we're
cool.
doing. I
That's
just
really cool.
opened up some cool earrings from Plain to See that Ann
Ooh.
Jones connected me to on Instagram.
What's the place called? The business?
Plain to See
Plain to see. Okay.
on Instagram. Aren't those cool?
Ooh, that's nice.
Ooh, they're handmade.
Those are
And
earrings
so
or
those are
bracelets?
earrings. Yes. I
Dang.
should I should put them on, but
Yeah.
those are fun. So you'll see
Plant to seed.
plain,
Plain.
Plain to,
Oh, and just put it in the comments.
yeah,
Cool.
plain to SEA.
All
So
right.
there we
Plain to
go.
seed.
Aren't those fun?
Those are
Yeah.
nice. Those are fun.
Thank you. A little shout out to Ann Jones for connecting me. This is my second pair of earrings. Tim keeps saying, why do we have all these Venmos for these earring things?
Mhm. Hey, you know what? Just say, hey, we're good. That's it's 2020. I'm trying
It
to
is.
just keep my mojo here right
Yeah,
now.
I know.
That's
It
all.
goes
That's
with
it.
my vest. That's why I bought them.
Exactly. So,
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
Latasha says she's going to be at your pie thing, and I think I will be at your pie event. I think last year I got pumped. We currently have a pumpkin pie,
Hmm.
and I'm trying to decide whether I should do apple or pumpkin. I know you have both,
Choices?
right? Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
we have
So
choices.
I'm thinking I've had two pumpkin pies now in this
Uh-huh.
season, and I
Right.
think apple sounds really good right now.
Okay, okay. Invites are coming out, so stay tuned.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, so speaking of listings, you just had a listing go live today too. So
We did,
tell us about
yeah.
that. Where's it at? And
So it's out in Port Orchard,
okay.
right off of, oh my gosh, Mullenix Road. So super easy access to Highway 16. And it's on 1.89 acres. And it's very private and wooded around. But there's a lot of sunlight that's there too. So it is a 5 bedroom. It actually has 3 bathrooms. It says 2.5, but it has 2 3/4 baths and a full bath. It has
Okay.
a 3/4 bath off the master suite. The bedrooms are large. The furnace is newer. The water heater is newer. It is just a lovely little getaway, and somebody will um, somebody will have a great investment there. It's listed at 504,950, and we already have a few showings scheduled and people calling about it. So
Nice.
yeah, thanks Latasha. Thanks for
Yeah.
sharing it.
Shout out to
Yes, I
Latasha for
love that
sharing it.
about
That's cool.
Windermere Abode. We share each other's homes that we have out on the
Yeah.
market. So
That's
that's a
really
great
cool.
thing. Yeah.
What's up, Shelly? Shelly just joined.
Yeah. Hey Shelly.
So yeah, so you have the listing going live, and I'm
Hmm.
really focusing. I'm just full disclosure for everyone watching. I'm really focusing on my listening face. I was just watching Tucker Carlson last night, and his listening
Uh-huh.
face is really interesting. So I want it not to be look weird when I'm like listening to you and I'm focused.
Right.
So I'm working on that. So I'm just if I
Okay.
sit there and I'm smiling like this,
Uh-huh.
why? I'm just trying to work on my
That's
listening face.
legit. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so so
Hmm.
that's cool. You have you have listing live going today. You got what are y'all? Tim there? Is he?
Tim's
What's
there.
he up
He's
to?
watching the election information. We are definitely voting for Biden, and as excited, we have voted for Biden, and
Hmm.
as excited as we are that it looks like he's going to get elected,
Yeah.
it is also so, I'm going to try tear up here, sorry. it is so upsetting to see that 69 million people in our United States of America
Right.
are voting for that man who is a racist, who
Yeah.
is a misogynistic, horrible person. And
Right.
so that's been really, really hard, I think,
Mm-hmm.
for me personally. And I am certainly not immune from being racist, you know, things that were ingrained in me when I was little.
Mm-hmm.
But I have really worked hard on trying to understand. And boy, Dave, you've really opened up our eyes. So this has been a really challenging year for Heidi Hurst. I won't drag Tim into that, but you know, with a grandson that was born this year that is half
Yeah.
black, plus he's
Yeah.
probably more than half black. Anyways, you know, what his journey is going to be in life, and all the books that we've been reading this year, and it just really, for me, it's just really heartbreaking to
Yeah.
see that people are so selfish. I think that's it. And I was
And
selfish for a while because I just wasn't my world. I wasn't paying
yeah.
attention, and
There's some really interesting conversations, and we were just talking before this. I just got on the phone with my mom, and it was
right.
a similar conversation about like
Mm-hmm.
holidays and what we're gonna
Right.
do. And so
Right.
and one of the things that we talked about, and this is full disclosure, and so when we talk about divided nation, it seems like when we break it down demographically,
Mm-hmm.
the only divide is with the white vote. So like when you look at 55% of white women versus 45% who voted but for Trump and for Biden, 55 for Trump and 45 for Biden, and then the white males as well. Whereas all
Mm-hmm.
the other demographics, it's 70-30, 70-30. You know, like it's pretty. So when we talk about divided nation,
Right.
there's only one in this particular election. I can't speak
Mm-hmm.
for other elections. I'm just saying in this
Right.
particular one.
Right.
Um, you know, I think that that's a conversation because I still question, even like when we talk about the black vote, and
Mm-hmm.
I question, I'm like, who's that 13%? But blacks aren't a monolith, and we were watching an interview of that, and it's like that
Mm-hmm.
could be Afro-Caribbean black, that could be
Right.
island, you know, it could be all different kinds of black.
Mm-hmm. Right.
It's not all just African American. So
Right.
that's an
Mm-hmm.
interesting one when we break down races, like versus
Yeah.
ethnicity. You know, like
Right.
black is like the catch-all for the diaspora of black skin, which is like, man, people come from everywhere, and then you come to
Right.
America and you're just black, you know.
Right.
So
Right. Yeah.
it's not all the same. But
Yeah.
anyway,
It's really, I read, I just got finished reading The Warmth of Other Suns, which is about the great migration of the blacks from the South up
mm-hmm.
north to Detroit and to Chicago, and then a few out west. And, you know, in the South, it was so, racism was just so present. It was just
Mm-hmm.
like so in your face. And when they
Yeah.
traveled to get away from that, they also, it wasn't as in your face. It was so much more subtle. It was
Mm-hmm.
so much more subtle. And so that really opened my eyes to that. And I think that just I'm so disappointed in,
Yeah, same.
you know, I'm so disappointed in Trump's rhetoric about whites, you know, I'm protecting your suburban neighborhoods. Well, you know what? Screw that.
Yeah.
This is my suburban neighborhood. There's a lot more white people here, you know, unfortunately, but there's a lot more ethnic, I can't say the word because I'm dyslexic, but there's a lot more, you know, there's a lot more that's happening here. Like I
Mm-hmm.
go up to the Met and there's a lot more than just white people shopping
Right.
up there,
Right.
right? It's a lifestyle. I always say the Met is a lifestyle. It's not a grocery store.
Yeah, for
There's
sure.
a lot more diversity that I'm seeing, and maybe I'm just being so much more present to it. But I think that I think that I'm just disappointed that these white suburban women are like listening to that rhetoric of I'm here to protect you. Well, bullshit. There's
Yeah.
nobody coming into your neighborhood. Nobody came into my neighborhood rioting, right?
Right.
So I just think that the women that are listening to that are buying into that are, when George Floyd was begging for his mama, how could those
Mm-hmm.
women in those white neighborhoods like believe that that was okay?
Yeah.
I just, anyways, I'm making a big
No,
general, but these are all the things that are going on in my mind.
that's
And
good.
so,
I mean, I think that
yeah.
sharing that is helpful. I mean, because it's
Yeah.
going through a lot of people's minds, and yeah, I'm hurt too. Like
Yeah.
no matter how this election turns out, I'm hurt. I thought
Right.
that we were on the same page, and I asked the questions like, how long would this man be the coach of the Seahawks? How long would people put up with him if he was the coach of the Seahawks, or even the coach of the Steelers, or any head football coach? I don't know if he would last a year.
Yeah.
He'd be done before. And so how do we have this?
Right.
Our standards are just, I don't know what's
Right.
presidential anymore, you know?
Right.
So I think
Well, that went out the window about 4+
4
years
years ago.
ago. There's no longer a presidential standard. So Biden, all he has to do is freaking just show up, right?
Yeah, right,
And
right.
he's already being a
Right.
president, more so than the last 4 years.
I felt like this was an election about character, more than anything else, and not. I mean, you can vote on policy, and that's all right, but this has to be about character this time around.
Right.
You could hide behind that before, and I
Mhm.
felt it. I mean, with the Tea Party and all of the other things going. I remember the Tea Party spit on this black elected official, and they were spitting on him as he was walking up the steps to his office, and I was just going, that's the KKK. This is racism. What are we talking about here? But they were able to hide that behind, oh, it's because they're scared of the demographic shift or whatever. And I was like, okay, well, yeah, that's white supremacy. But now it's like we've seen 4 years of what it looks like in the seat, and it's kind of like, all right, you're either on the boat or you're either with us.
Right.
You can't say that this is good character. Would you trust your life savings with this person, or would you invite this person into your house? Would you have your daughter spend a week with this person?
Exactly. Or even a night with this person.
Right.
Right? No, I would not. I would not.
So, hey, what's up, Katie?
Same.
Katie Lance.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just, thank you, Morgan. Yeah, we're just trying to have some conversation. So yeah, I'm disappointed too, but I think that better days are ahead.
Me too.
I honestly, I will be changed forever after this election for sure. And I've said that to many people, and I'm just going to be really cynical about this country based on what I've seen and what I thought we were. And it's going to take a lot to get me back to another place. Now, does that mean I'm going to change how I move and how I act and how I treat people? Absolutely
I hope not.
But I'm still changed forever after this.
Yeah.
So let's talk about, one thing that happened locally was really cool is we got Twine and Nobles in the 28th district seat. We have, for the first time in who knows how long. I think it's either Pierce County Council's all blue, but like we happen to be in our own little blue bubble. And when we talk about people that are coming to this Pierce County, like that you've helped move into this 10 years, that's crazy. When we help people move in, like, what are people looking for? Is it like a similar demographic, or is it like, when you see people moving in, the people that you're working with, what are you seeing? What are they saying?
Right. Well, I think it's really interesting that first of all, a lot of military clients. We have a lot of people who are being transferred here to JBLM. So I'm seeing that, and that's just natural. That's just part of our typical business, my real estate business, since it's the number one driver of our economy. It should be part of my business, and it is a privilege and an honor to serve those people. So we have a good, people that come from all over and from all backgrounds, because they are part of the Army and the Air Force that are transferred here. The other one is I've had a lot of California, and 2 from Arizona, 5 from California, and they're looking for privacy, and they're looking for land, and they're looking for space around them. And also a view. I've got clients looking for a view. I've also had, more higher end in those price points. And they don't want to be evacuated again because of wildfires. They're tired of the taxes in California from just the conversations. I'm not asking those questions. They are sharing that information with me. Tired of the traffic. Some of it is the politics. I've heard that from one client. We've had quite a few clients from Seattle moving down to Pierce County.
I'm sure there's a lot of those.
Yeah, looking for affordability, looking for... Like one client's in West Seattle, and since they shut the bridge down, they're like, okay, this is ridiculous, right? We can't even take this an hour to get to work. Might as well move to Pierce County.
Jordan's up there. Remember Jordan? Jordan's just like, we were having a family gathering. He's just like, oh, I didn't. And we were like, dude, it's bad when it's when the West Seattle Bridge is up and running.
Right.
Like,
Right.
what were we
Yeah.
thinking? Sorry, Jen.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to
Yeah.
cut you off.
Yeah. Yeah. That's okay. Yeah. So it's just we've had a lot of different people, and maybe I'm just paying attention to it more.
Mhm.
I've had two clients that were referred to us in the last week, one today, one last week, who are moving here to be closer to family,
Oh, okay.
grandparents wanting to be close to babies that are being born. And boy, in our group, we've probably had a dozen babies born this year
Oh,
in
wow.
COVID, and our
COVID, baby.
clients, it's
Hmm.
been, I mean, they were pregnant before. So, yay, everybody's happy then. But we've just had just a lot of people who are having babies, and I think that's pretty cool. That's been joyful for me to see
Yeah.
in this pandemic. And of course, Tim and I are grandparents as well this year. So that's been very exciting.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
That's cool. Well, so basically everything under the sun that people are coming up here for. And
typically.
I read some news today about, let's see, the unemployment rate.
Hmm.
And let me see if I can find it. It was a shoot. Another 751,000 Americans filed for unemployment benefits last week.
Right.
And as a realtor, what does that make you think when you hear that? Like when you just hear that, just off the top of your head, where do you go?
How are people going to pay for their homes?
Hmm.
How are people going to pay for their rent is the first thing that I think of, honestly,
Hmm.
because in my sphere, in my world, most everybody looks like me, and so they all have pretty decent jobs. They've had the opportunity to have good jobs. The people that I think that are mostly affected by this are those who aren't quite as close to whiteness, and so um, I think that's a big concern. I think around here, because the military base is a big driver of our economy,
Yeah.
and we have mountains and we have water, there are definitely people who are being affected. I just, I talk to real estate professionals every other week on a Zoom call for an hour and 10 minutes. They're all
Yeah.
over Tampa, Chicago, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, San
Yeah.
Diego, Arizona. We all get together. We brainstorm about ideas. We share about what's going on in our market. And our market is not affected like everybody else's market.
Interesting.
And
Interesting.
so, yeah, stay tuned in 2021 for more about other people's markets, because I know people all over the United States and in Canada who I'm going to get on and do kind of the same
Yeah,
thing,
let's go.
we can hear about where people are going, because I think there's going to be a big move, I think, for people to be closer to family and to be
Yeah.
closer to each other. So, yeah. Anyways,
Yeah, because
looking for that.
we're not going anywhere fast out of this. I think we
Right.
can be in this mode for a little bit longer.
Exactly.
And hopefully the
Yeah.
messaging is such that we are going to be able to are managing our expectations, I guess.
Right.
I think we can do a
Right.
better job from an administrative standpoint
Right.
and leadership of the country of managing everybody's expectations and
Right.
leading in that way.
Right.
So
Right.
that's just my personal
Yeah.
opinion.
I
And
think that
I think 45 has done a horrible job of that personally, but
100%. And how do we unite? Like, I heard one of the gentlemen speaking, who's a Democrat, but he's like, this is not just because he wins. There is a whole 69 million people in this country. How do we get people back together?
Mhm.
How do we get those 69 people closer to how do we bring
Right.
us all closer?
Right.
You can't ignore those 69 million people,
Absolutely.
because
You
they're
can't.
also not feeling like they're being heard. So how do we speak to them?
I'm gonna push back a little bit though.
Go ahead.
This
I
is
want
just
it.
me not pushing back. I
Yeah.
agree with that sentiment, and I mean I always feel that way, right? I think that
Right.
we're better together. We move forward together. But
Right.
if folks who've been co-signing this divisiveness this last 4 years come at me talking about unity and hope, nah, man, then I'm not trying to really hear that, to be honest. Like,
Right.
I'd rather hear reconciliation of like, you know what, I'm looking at things now and I'm
Right.
reflecting like, yeah, that was probably a little hurtful. That rhetoric was probably not helpful
Exactly.
for our nation. And we could
Exactly.
be in a better place if we just handled this a little differently from a
100%.
rhetoric standpoint. And
Ownership.
Yeah,
like
just
ownership in it.
own it and reflect.
Hmm.
And that's if
Right,
if that happens, I'm good. I'm like, yeah, okay, cool, we can move forward. I'm always willing
right,
to
right.
do that. But like, if it's
Hmm.
not, if there's no reconciliation and no reflection on like, hey, that was horrible
Right.
experience, um, I'm not really
Yeah,
here for that. To be
yeah.
honest, I'm not really
I
here.
appreciate that. Yeah, yeah.
So
What's
that's
that?
just coming from from
Thank
my
you.
perspective. Just
Yeah,
I'm being honest. I'm being
I
completely
want it.
transparent here.
Yeah, because
Um,
I always learn something when I talk with you.
yeah,
So, I mean, even if we got just a few of people more like owning it, Dave,
that's all.
honestly, like
I,
don't come to the other side, just own it and then like act. You can say all that, like I want
right.
it to be united, but how are you acting towards that?
Because here's the
So,
thing, like on the flip side, when the message is hope and unity, that's
right,
not traumatic for anybody. I hope not. Like
right,
you might be mad that that person's in the seat or you disagree with their policy or whatever, but I'm just here to tell you these last 4 years have been traumatic for me to the point where the country doesn't love me as feels like. You know what I mean? And
right,
so that's a different
right,
type of
right.
that's a different kind of hurt, you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And
Yeah,
so and when you're receiving that message daily, it's like, well,
right,
okay, this is traumatic for me. This has nothing to do with policy. This has
right,
nothing to do with your religion. This has
right.
nothing to do with any of that. This is just strictly how I feel and how
Yeah.
I feel like this
Mm-hmm.
our administration feels about my livelihood or my
Right.
value as a human being.
Exactly.
So
But
anyway,
that's been 400 years.
this is true. Plus, we're working on
Right.
this century in our lifetime of making things
I
right
know.
that we can, and then we
Right.
pass along the baton to our
Exactly.
children, and they're doing a great job. So
They are. Oh my God, my girls are, yeah, your kids. We're
yeah,
having conversations that my mother never had with me.
oh yeah, totally. And I
Never
think
had with
yeah,
me.
every
And never
generation it's just
her mom never had with her and
yeah,
they were spewing all sorts of stuff.
yeah.
And so like many things in my life, my children, you see them here, aren't they beautiful? Right?
Hmm.
I broke the cycle on a lot of things. So
Yeah,
with
that's
them.
awesome.
And
Yeah,
so
so you did break
so
the cycle. We had that
I did.
conversation on a podcast, and people want to go listen to it. They can
Yeah.
listen to that podcast. But
Yeah. So my
um,
greatest accomplishment is that I changed the story for
yeah,
myself and for them. And then
yeah,
they'll go off and spread the seeds and well, that was weird. Share their story too. And then make it better. That's weird. I'm glad they're not boys. That would be weird too. Anyways,
All right. Well,
okay.
is there any what do you see for real estate? Like, oh, so that's a good. You have people. You're going to be speaking with people from across the country.
Hmm.
Is this going to be? What can people be looking out for on that? Like, is it going to be on
Yeah.
Instagram? Is it going to be on?
Um, we're trying to sort that through because everybody is so busy. But I just want it to be short. I want to talk to my friend Sophia Sanchez in Tampa, Florida, and have her tell all of you what's happening in Tampa. Why are people coming to Tampa? Why are people leaving Tampa? What's the market doing there?
Okay.
Same with David Shallow in the south side of Chicago. Why are people coming to the
Yeah,
south
that's
side of Chicago? Candace Kolb, who's down in San Diego, what is she doing, you know, as far as what is she seeing in her market?
mm-hmm.
And she's in the high end in San Diego. She's in like the 2 million plus up there, down there.
Okay.
What is she seeing? So, yeah,
Yeah, I'm excited for that because I
yeah.
think
And
when you
Bree,
get that, yeah, when you get
yeah,
that view, even like this year we missed going to conferences, and so when you're able to
yep,
talk to other people in other markets, you just come back so
right,
reinvigorated and just, yeah,
yeah,
you get new ideas and
yeah,
see what other people are doing in their markets because our market
right,
obviously is like going crazy. Like I was just looking at a stat, and I won't keep you much longer, but the under $500,000 market in Pierce County. October of 19, we had 900 listings, homes for sale in October of 2019.
okay,
In October of 2020, 391. That's a 56% drop in an already,
right.
uh,
We're feeling it.
constrained market. So
Yeah.
that's a
And
big,
And Dave, I'm seeing that in all price ranges. I'm
yeah.
seeing that in,
Let me look.
you know, Port Orchard, like out in Kitsap County. I've got quite
Mm-hmm.
a few buyers looking out there.
Interesting.
Even in $1 million range out in Port Orchard.
Really?
Like there's not a lot of inventory. We have about 17 buyers in our that we're working with,
Uh-huh.
and they're all over Pierce County and in Kitsap County, South King County. and they're struggling to find a house. So
crazy. And you're right. I just did a search for this is Pierce County. This is off of Trend Graphics,
right.
from $500,000 to $999,000, right? So October of 2019, we had 673 listings.
Right.
And in October of 2020, we had 420 listings for sale. So that's
right.
down 37%.
Right.
That's big.
Yeah.
That's
It's a
crazy.
big number.
And
I think what
crazy. Go ahead.
Go ahead. You go ahead.
Oh no, so like the sold though, so like 220 solds in October 2019 and 455 sold in October 20. So 106% increase on the amount of sold homes in the 500 to $1 million range in Pierce County. That's nuts.
Like with everything in real estate, if it's priced well and presented well, it will sell. And in this market, it will sell in the first 5 days, and it will sell for over, depending on the price range. Let's just talk. I mean, the price ranges we're talking about is my experience.
Yeah.
So, and I've got buyers who are out on the first, second day a house is listed, looking at it. Is it the right house? Oh, I wish we had more choices. Right. So, and I think that one thing, what I was trying to say just a second ago was just that I'm seeing that homes that started the year, like in the 400, the 350s sold for over 400. I'm looking at that $500,000. Like, let's just talk about spending $500,000 on a house, you guys, right? Every time I say that to a buyer, I'm like, that's $500,000. Like, really? From where I come from, that's like crazy. But I'm finding that the $500,000 houses are selling for, 525, they're going up almost to 600 or over. And then, but the $600,000 range hasn't quite caught up. So, so if you're talking about what people can afford, I'm not seeing like huge multiple offers in that over 600 range. $500,000 range. Yeah. But 600, I'm not seeing it so much. So, there's limited inventory.
Interesting.
But I'm not seeing like kind of that huge escalation in price right now in the last couple months.
Okay, and that's in the 600 and up range, you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good information.
Yeah.
Because for buyers or anyone that's looking to buy, or even other agents who are tried to that are talking with their folks and advising them on how to move forward and what to expect in this process. That's good.
Those $500,000 houses are escalating so much higher than the 600 in my experience, mostly here in the North End, but Gig Harbor as well. So that's just something because that gets to affordability and payment. And so what does that mean? Like if you can afford 500, you can escalate up. Every $10,000 at 3% interest is $30 a month in your payment. So what can you go up $50,000? That's
Wait, can you rewind that and go back to what you just said? That's like that's what we call experience in doing this job really well for a long time.
Well, I think that you are working with a buyer in this market, that if you say, hey, we think you should offer $40,000 more for this house. $40,000 is a big freaking number to wrap your mind around. But if you can narrow it down to their payment, because buyers buy for location, then they buy for the payment, then they buy for the house, and the payment is the price. So at a 3%, because I need to do even numbers because I'm dyslexic. So at a 3% interest, every $10,000 is $30 a month in your payment. Okay. So if you're asking somebody to escalate up $40,000, for example, that's $120 a month in their payment. Can they afford not $40,000, but $120 a month in their payment?
Break it down.
Does that make sense to them? Can they do that? Do they have more down payment?
That's a great way.
So being a real estate professional is not just selling a house. It's counseling your client on what do the dollars mean. I am so not the expert on that, but I know enough to be dangerous to say, like, do you really want to put 15% down? You might want to put 10% down because that 15% in your PMI is not going to make that much of a difference.
Right.
If you're going up $40,000, $120 a month, can you give up coffee like every day? Like, what could you give up, right?
It's funny you say that because I was going to be like,
change.
I like that mode of thinking, but I don't want to reverse engineer it into, wonder how much if I spend on, like, if it was coffee, for example, and I drank coffee every day, I'm not
Right.
going to do that multiplier the other way. And
Yeah,
put
I
it here.
know.
Shelly had a great, Shelly said that she agreed, and she also sees more contingent offers on
Oh,
600
that
plus
is
as well.
true, Shelley. Yeah, yeah, that's very true. I
Yeah.
love our Abodies. Yeah,
But anyway,
yeah.
do you have any, where can people find you and all that stuff? I don't want to keep you much longer. I know you have stuff to
Oh
do.
yeah, you can find me, find our team because it's myself, my husband Tim McEwen, and then we've got Katie, who's our listing and marketing specialist, and Lauren, who's our client care specialist. You can find us at Heidi_Hurst_team on Instagram, and you can find us on Facebook. Just Google Heidi Hurst, and you'll find us. We try to be out there. That's why I have people. It's not my thing. I'm a people person.
You are a people person.
Yeah,
And I hope people got some out of that because I did. I just learned something. So thank you
yeah.
for bringing value, and we will see.
You're
And thank you for
welcome.
joining Abode Live. This is the
Yeah,
first of
yeah.
many.
Thanks, Dave. I
And
appreciate you so much.
oh yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
Yeah.
We'll see you.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, y'all. So that will wrap up. Is Shelly still in here? Who else is up in here? I see Shelly. Shelly, what are you doing? I don't know if she's in here. She can talk, but Latasha was just in here, and we'll see. I don't know if Shelly wants to. She she came up. What's up,
Wait,
Shelly? How you doing?
I'm good. I just have to show you guys this little nugget that I just picked up. She is the embodiment. Merry Christmas.
Oh my goodness! It ain't even Thanksgiving yet, girl.
I know. Well,
I'm here for it though. I'm good. I
know,
love it.
right? I mean, I'm in it right now. I'm like, she looks great. The hair is what it is. The hair is just green. Everything else she decorated around it. It's like she
I love it.
decorated herself as a Christmas tree. Yes.
I love it. No, thank you for sharing that because that just brings a lot of joy to my day.
Mine too.
Well, how about we're not. I don't want to keep. I mean, yeah, I need you to focus on driving, but this could be you just. So this is a primer for the next Abode Live, or
Yeah.
so tell people who you are, and we'll get ready to go to the next Abode. Like, well, at least once I come back, we got new people. Yeah, sorry, Christine. This is just we're priming for the next Abode Live. So we'll talk with you next week on Abode Live.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna put that in the universe right now.
Yeah, I know. I look forward to it. I wanted to do it today. I loved everything Heidi said, so I'm glad I got to tune in and hear that too. But yeah, next week. I just, we were talking, and I'm at a stoplight, just so you guys know. But I'm excited to talk about just another little piece of the market that I have personally been seeing and been part of, and that's just people who are co-buying together, families and multi-generation, like buying, like parents moving in with their kids and parents helping their kids to buy in this market because they want them to take advantage of what's happening right now.
Yeah.
So that's actually been super cool to see that.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm excited to talk more about that next week.
I'm looking forward to it. That's going to be fun. That's going to be a good conversation. So we'll let the people know, or I'll, so next Tuesday afternoon, we're realtors and people have flexible schedules. So I get that. And so we're going to figure out, it'll be Tuesday afternoon around 2.
Yeah.
And if something changes, it'll be around that time.
Yeah. It's on my calendar. I know today it was too, but that happened.
Yeah. All good. Good. I get it.
Okay.
All right. Well, I will see you next week. And
Merry Christmas.
bye. All right. We'll see you.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. So yeah, initially Shelly was supposed to be on this week, but we ended up having Heidi on as well because she had some things to do. So anyway, next week we'll have Shelly on. We'll be talking about different ways to get into homes and families having some different strategies, I guess, if you will, get into a home based on need or whatever. So thank you for joining, and thank you for all the people. Check out Inside Abode. Check out Abode Live. We have all of these on IGTV if you want to go back and check them out. Please do. Subscribe to our podcast. Follow us on Instagram. You know what to do. Peace.